second item on the agenda is approval of April 23rd minutes. They've been emailed to everyone. I hope you got an opportunity to take a look at them. If so, if you don't have corrections or anything, we'll entertain a motion
I'll make a motion to approve.
motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 3 is consideration of preliminary subdivision plat for property located at Jim Cummings Highway and Parker Road. That's a Todd subdivision.
Yeah, we got Mike Roberts here representing Rob Todd, and I'll let you guys take a look at it first, and then I'll go over the details on it. Apologize for the small print. We are working on that as we speak. All right, so this is the Rob Todd preliminary plat, subdividing 11.5 acres into 13 proposed new lots for property located on Jim Cummings Highway and Parker Road, Parker Drive, excuse me. Proposed new lots would range in size from 7/10 of an acre, which is our minimum lot requirement, 30,000 square feet, to 1 acre, and all lots are currently vacant. The proposed new lots will be served by an existing 6-inch water line, and there is an existing 4-inch water line that runs down Parker Drive. The 6-inch line is on Jim Cummings Highway. In the agenda review, it says 2 proposed new hydrants, but we are speaking on that. We don't know. We know that there will not be sufficient size on Parker Drive, and we're currently testing to see if the 6-inch water line on Jim Cummings Highway has significant pressure and flow to be able to handle fire hydrants. So if fire protection cannot be provided, we must receive a letter from the city of Woodbury, who is the utility, presiding utility district, to determine whether fire protection can be held or not. But as you can see there, we do have the proper road frontage requirements. We also have the proper lot width, building setback line requirements as required by R1 zone, which is, I think, where this is located. Yeah.
Yes.
R1 zone there. Soils work. They have a proposed soils area on here. Are these confirmed
Yes,
areas? Okay. So,
supposedly. We're probably gonna have to add some some interceptor drains and drawdown drains, but I'll add those as we move forward.
yeah.
For the final plat.
And so this is a preliminary plat, which means potentially next month we could see a final plat of this, and I'm going to tell you all a little bit about the difference between a preliminary and final here in a minute when we get finished with this. But basically all we're doing this month is we're just looking at the drawing, making sure it makes sense, making sure it meets all our requirements. No signatures are required on a preliminary plat because it's just the basic blueprint of what we're doing. So with that, I think that's all the description that I have. I will turn it over to the board if you guys have questions.
Okay.
Mike.
Go ahead, Pat.
I thought I heard you say there's a 4-inch water.
It is a 4-inch water line. It shows a 6-inch, but I've been talking to Shane Gannon, and it is a 4-inch water line along Parker Drive and a 6-inch water line on Jim Cummings Highway. The 4-inch line will not support a fire hydrant,
Okay.
and the 6 inches is minimum size for a fire hydrant. And so they're going to do a flow test. I talked to Shane today. He said they will be performing a flow test on it sometime this week to determine whether or not they can actually support a fire hydrant. If we do put a fire hydrant in, it'll probably be on the corner at Parker Drive.
And and just to let you guys know, Mike was not the original surveyor on this project.
I was going to ask.
He has taken over.
I'm taking it over.
Yes, and so all of the things, especially the 6-inch water main there on Parker Drive, will be corrected by the final plat. That's right.
If the 6-inch line doesn't come up to the specifications, what's the,
No fire protection is required.
just no fire?
That's correct. In our regs, it says if applicable.
Okay.
So, is that a county or is that a state requirement?
That's a county requirement.
So the county it's up to the county and the county commission if they're going to require fire protection.
No, it is up to the planning commission.
It's up to the planning.
That is correct, yes. The planning commission adopts their subdivision regulations.
Okay. Can you explain to me the history and why we wouldn't want fire protection?
We do want fire protection, but the reason why it states if applicable, if I'm guessing, because I wasn't here when it was adopted, is to keep building costs, is to keep development costs down. Now, if it's if you're running a new water line out there, you would probably be required if the feeder, well, no, you would be required if the feeder line would support it to have fire protection.
Probably 75% of the homes in the county don't have fire protection anyway.
That's correct, and we only have it on requirements of lots that are, or subdivision plats that are 5 lots, or larger than 5 lots, so 6 lots or more.
How do we compare to other counties our size,
Uh,
surrounding contiguous counties?
Some counties require what's known as a blow-off valve, which is, I've talked to fire folks and they say it's not really much more than a garden hose. It's
Basically the end of the water line.
yeah.
Okay.
We don't require them to have fire protection. If they don't have it, we just know fire protection is not provided.
That's correct. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, we require it when available on lots that are, on plats that have 6 lots or more.
I think the limiting factor there was the infrastructure that was in place with the water department.
That's
and the
correct.
existing water lines.
So let's just say that if we were hard and fast with our fire protection rules, so no matter what, if you got more than 6, or you got 6 lots or more, you gotta put in fire protection. So if the test is done on the 6-inch line on Jim Cummins Highway and it is found not to be adequate, they would have to put in a new water line all the way up to a feeder that would provide fire protection. That could be miles.
Yeah.
So,
Out there, it could be miles away.
I think that's the reason why we don't require it, is because it's just not in place. And it would be, the cost would be exorbitant to bring it on.
absolutely. And so instead of these lots going for, and I'm just throwing out a number, $25,000 a piece, I mean, they could triple in price if they had to.
Absorb that cost.
Yes, absorb that cost, absolutely.
Now, does the county have any plans, or, this is the planning commission, does the county have any plans to provide water protection in some of these outlying areas, like our fire protection? Or is that something that we just,
I mean, that's really not in our
Outside
jurisdiction, yeah, in our scope of services,
I know the county is continuously trying to fix and upgrade their.
And now they're certainly doing that. I don't know if Jim Cummins
And-
Highway is in the future.
Is that the county or is that the Woodbury?
It's Woodbury City.
Okay, but they're trying to do it for their customers in the county. It's the city that's doing it. I guess I'm looking big picture from this county has no money. And one of that we certainly discussed during zoning was, industry is gonna be limited. It's talking about this being a bedroom community to Rutherford County,
Right.
and getting property taxes from having, I won't say high-end, but higher-end subdivisions.
Sure.
You're never gonna get that if you don't have fire protection. You're just not gonna get that. So I guess, and this might be not a discussion for today, but I do think we need to talk to the county commission. I mean, we already take in so little money, and there's just a huge problem
Sure.
with the county. So, but we're not gonna get people to move in here in homes that are gonna be starting at 300,000 unless we have things like fire protection.
Yeah. And even when you get into a situation like this, the county has no authority on what lines run up and down these roads, even though it's in the county. City of Woodbury controls all that.
Right.
Because it's their utility jurisdiction.
Oh, so
that's an issue though, when the market gets right, and you can get $300,000 to $400,000 for a lot, the water will appear from somewhere.
Yeah, and you're right, and,
That's economics.
This is the next place. We lived in Murfreesboro for 25 years and moved all different corners to try and move out of the growth. This is, 70 will be. You saw Hops Beer Park up there. multi-million dollar, you know, just what, 4 miles from the Cannon County line. Growth is coming out here, folks. You know, what kind of growth do we want?
It's the only place it can come.
Right, you're exactly right. It is the only place it can come. So I guess I'm asking you from a standpoint of, where does the planning commission fit into growth of the county and looking at what kind of growth we want so that we can get a better tax base here?
Yeah, I mean, it's proper residential development, and what we do is we require critical infrastructure.
Right.
Fire protection is not considered critical. It falls in the same, it's great if you can provide it. It falls in with, you know, fiber,
I've got fiber optic.
Cable.
I mean, we got fiber optic out here.
exactly. It falls in with
You
those.
know, people around Vanderbilt and Nashville, they don't have fiber optic. Cannon County has fiber optic.
Right.
Well, parts of Canada County have fiber optics.
Well,
You're on that end,
if
you
you're
don't
on the,
have-
if you've got DTC, it's coming. DTC is going, I don't know if y'all all got
As
DTC
you-
or not, but it's coming.
As we get more and more people moving into the county, the tax base gets better, the amount of money coming in gets better and allows further expansion and upgrading of the
That's
utilities.
Yes, but-
That's a chicken and egg problem.
Right. It's a build it and they will come. That's how development
How do you
goes.
invite people to come?
Right,
You provide services that they need.
right.
Right.
People are moving from areas where these services are already provided.
Some people are moving here because those services aren't provided. They don't want that kind of urban sprawl, and they move out here because it is somewhat isolated. So there's a,
Well,
Yes,
but I'm
both
looking at
sides.
growing the tax base. I mean, our schools here, I mean, we've got to provide more money for the schools. So I guess that's not a planning commission. Where does that start?
Well, you know, what we require of the planning commission is what would be considered essential or critical infrastructure.
All right,
Access, a water source,
okay,
or the amount of land to dig and find the water source, and then a septic disposal.
okay,
So those are the three things that we require.
okay.
We don't require, or maybe do we require electric here? I can't remember, but usually electric's is about anywhere you go.
We don't require electric?
There's a lot of,
Oh, yeah, we
a lot
do.
of places,
The certificate for it.
We
a
do.
lot of places up here on Short Mountain, around Short Mountain that are off the grid, completely way off the grid.
Most of my counties do not require electric, just because it's
Okay.
it's in most places. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's,
So where does it start? Is it Woodbury Water? Is that who would have to?
well, Woodbury Water and all of your other utility districts out in the county. Now, the county can partner with a rural utility district that serves an area outside the jurisdiction of the city, and they can go in with them for match, because most all of your grants are gonna require some sort of match. And so that's actually a current project.
Like CUD
Yeah, and I don't know what utility district that the county's partnering with, but they're putting the $500,000 worth of either upgrades or extensions, right now as we speak. I don't know what utility district it is, but, yeah, towers.
I understand there's supposed to be a new water tank going up out in this area.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That might be what the grant is for.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
there's supposed to be
All right.
replacing a water tank out there to
Yeah.
try to increase
But
pressure.
this is not the place, the planning for growth in the county is not the planning commission.
I mean, we can make recommendations, but the division of property is the only place where we have any kind of supreme authority.
Okay. Okay. So in your other counties, where does that come from? The county commission?
Yeah,
Growth.
it comes from the executive and the leadership of the
Okay.
counties. Yes,
all
ma'am.
right, let's see, talk to your representatives on the commission.
Well, and your leadership of your utility districts, which in most,
Yeah.
a lot of places are, I mean, they are reigned with an iron fist, those utility district managers. I mean,
So-
they kind of say what
So
goes.
tell me then, like, who would the utility district manager be here? Is that Bill Tennessee Electric? Or
Well,
what is the, or is
I'm
that?
not sure here in Cannon County, I mean, I know the city, I'm in the city of Woodbury.
I think it's-
It's
Okay,
yeah.
so
like-
you're talking water.
The cab utility district, is it not?
They have, I guess they have the north part of the county maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you'll have 4 or 5 different water utility
Yeah.
Yeah,
districts.
my water comes out of Murfreesboro, Mr. Rod Warren's comes out of Murfreesboro, and,
Warren County.
Some comes out of Warren County.
Yeah, West Warren Viola has a
Wow,
little section.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as.
No, it certainly is not.
I got it.
We're
But-
at the eastern end of the county, of the water down on our end. At night, we get 125 pounds of pressure sometimes, and then in the morning it'll knock off, but if you're, if you're at night, you don't have a reducer on there, you can blow some valves here and there.
But we can require road construction and the installation of a water line if lots don't have it.
It's
Okay.
one of the things that we're providing on this plat is the 25 feet, a 50-foot wide right of way, 25 feet off the center line. Currently, the right of way on Parker Drive is only 40 feet, or 20 feet off the center line. So we're adding 5 more feet
Okay,
to give room for expansion
okay,
of roads.
okay.
So, and plats like this is a prime place to do that.
Just out of curiosity, do you have any idea of the price of these homes?
I have no idea.
Okay. Who's the builder?
Ralph Todd.
Okay.
Does each lot, does it end up having its own, or is Rod, is he gonna go with scat form, or do we have?
Yeah, each lot will have its own water tap.
Okay.
Each lot will have its own septic system. In fact, the orange colors that you see, the crosshatched and such, those are the soil sites. That's where the septic fields are going to go. And we've calculated how much soil, of the different types of soil have to be on each lot so that you have the right amount of soil for a primary system and a backup. That's why these lots are designed for a primary and duplicate.
Do they have any above ground drain deals here in Cannon County, or is everything?
There are some, but not many. I know there are what they call lagoon systems, but those are usually in the western part of the county where you've got rock. And they do have some creative ways of handling septic systems.
And you're speaking about adding more lines to this.
Right.
And probably, because that raised right across the road on the line, it's low rate. Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida, everything is.
I'm sorry, I got us.
No, that's
No,
fine.
it's good
It's
question.
just 6:30, and I know you got
Yeah,
in
yes.
there as well. But, I mean, certainly if there are any more questions about this particular plat, we can address those at this time.
Any other questions about it? And I guess it's, we need a motion for.
Yeah, I'd recommend approval of the preliminary
We have a
plat.
recommendation of President Williams, is that made motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I guess, I'm going to dispense with training.
We will, but I'll tell you what, I am going to give each one of you a handout. I will go over it more in detail, but it'll be some good reading. It's a basic handout regarding our jurisdiction, what we can and can't do. Now, not on there is the new responsibility of recommending to the county commission regarding amendments to the zoning ordinance and the zoning map. But I will talk about that next time we have some time. We'll go over that. I know, especially.
Which would you plan on bringing something to you, probably sometime this summer?
Okay, that sounds good. Because we do have 3 newer members here with us tonight, and with Mr. Hunter, that'll be 4 new members, which he was confirmed. I don't know if you got that news or not. So we'll definitely get into this a little more. We'll cover it more.
Any other
TCA
business?
13-3, you can find all of this.
Well, you can find the definition of subdivision there. The rest of the things are local.
Any other business going on?
Yeah, so, let's do this real
Okay,
quick.
sure.
Mr. Hackett is not here. This is the Mike Davenport.
That was approved last week.
Right.
It's already, we need to make a motion to allow the board to sign
Oh, okay.
in the absence of Mr. Hackett.
Is that right?
I've done it in the past without motion. I hope this.
I'd rather
You
just
have
use
a
it.
motion?
I'll make a motion to allow Boyd to sign.
Okay,
I'll second it.
second, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, Greg. I forgot about
And
that.
I will get that done. If you, somebody would loan me a pen. that came out of that one.
If you don't mind, can we get a motion to adjourn?
Well,
Yes.
absolutely, and again, my apologies for being late. I appreciate the call, and I try not to let it happen, but absolutely. do
But it
very
is the
much.
fourth Tuesday, right?
Yes.
You said
Fourth
third Tuesday,
Tuesday,
it is the
fourth
fourth
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Fourth Tuesday.
Motion to adjourn, here a second.
I said,
All right, all fair say aye. All right, motion carries. Thank you so much.
Boyd, sorry to drag you in on
No,
your day off.
I took an extra day, I just didn't have it on my calendar.
Paul says messed everybody
so
up.
I guess,
Okay. Okay. When you said that, I thought,
Go ahead and get the day.
Thank you, Tommy.
Tom.
I'm still new to myself, so.
What that was.
Thanks, Pat.
He brought, Buddy brought it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. Normally I let you have it, I think it's a
He
little
got it
wrong.
mailed and, he wanted me to bring it, and I thought, well, he, or whoever from Plankton was gonna be the last one to sign, so I had to get utilities.
You have a pen on you?
And
I want you to have that pen, so you can go
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you.
See you next month.
All right. Well, I found one
Oh, man.
Whoa.
It's gonna feel good for a few days.
Yeah,
Lucky day.
you know, I did that with putting a socket on a board.
Yes, sir. It'll do it. It'll do it.
I mean, it caught it.
I caught one of the little, snap rings that you put on like a bush hog or
Yeah.
3-point hitch, you slide it in, and that little ring slip over. And I caught my finger on one of those.
Just plan commission keep a copy of this.
Yes. I really don't know why, but we do.